Hey guys, we are ready for another night of What's Cooking in the South. I'm excited about tonight's show. I am loaded for bear. Lots of goodies to talk about, all kinds of good stuff. It's basically football season, so let's get this thing going. Let's get it on. Hey guys, all right, welcome to the intersection of food, football, and fun. I'm your host, Rick Hughes. Welcome to What's Cooking in the South, where we're going to talk Bucks. We're going to talk NFC South. We've got all kinds of goodies. I am loaded for bear tonight. We've even got the return of one of my favorite segments. I think you all know which segment I'm talking about. I'm pretty excited about it. It's guys, it's coming back. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, hang in because it's a whole lot of fun. Anyway, guys, all kinds of things to get into. The first thing I like to I like to sort of give us all a little bit of food for thought. Hey guys, you ever stopped to think about this? I'm going to say something that's, guys, maybe it's a little unpopular. Maybe it's not going to be the most popular things with Buccaneers fans, but it's something that I think maybe needs to be brought up. Buccaneers fans seem to get all up in arms about the fact that, every year John Lynch didn't get into the Hall of Fame and everybody freaks out and, he should be in the Hall of Fame. They don't realize how everybody hates the Bucs because he didn't get in the Hall of Fame right away. Rondé Barber, how dare them not put him in the Hall of Fame this year? How dare them? Guys, maybe this is a little bit of, you've heard the term recency bias. Maybe it's a location bias. People all over the league don't view Rondé Barber with the passion that we as Bucs fans do. He is bigger than life and everything to us as Buccaneers fans. But he belongs in the Hall. He should get in the Hall. There's no doubt about that. But is there but the with how upset and how passionate Bucs fans get, and I love that passion, but with how passionate Buccaneers fans get, freaking out over the fact that, why in the world hasn't Rondé Barber gotten in yet? Simmer down, Sparky. It'll happen. It'll happen. Give it a little bit of time. Rondé's going to be there. And I know I get it. They're like, why not Mike Allstott? When fullbacks just in general don't go to the Hall of Fame, and he was a running back per se. So at least for part of his career. So guys, it's not, sometimes our love for this team can cloud an understanding and realization about what it's really all about. Look, the Hall of Fame is an amazing, amazing, special place that very few players get to go. It's not all our favorite Bucs. It's not all the really good Bucs. It's even fewer than that get to go. Just When I say the tippy top cream of the crop get to go to the Hall of Fame. And that's why I want to point out, and I've done this before, that you need to appreciate what you're watching on the field right now. Because when I say just the tippy top cream of the crop get in the Hall of Fame, like Rondé, maybe eventually, Simeon Rice probably is not going to make it. Maybe. Well, I don't think so. But I want you to think about this. The Hall of Fame players on the field that we're watching every Sunday, when you look at both sides of the ball, if they continue their current trajectory, underline that word, underline that sentence, if they continue their current trajectory, that Tom Brady guy, he's probably going to make it. Okay. I was just talking with Matt Colson, and we decided they should just go ahead and give him his gold jacket at halftime on Monday Night Football this year. I mean, it's a silly discussion. Okay, so Tom Brady, that's one. All right, Mike Evans, that's one. It's another one. Okay, these are guys who are probably going to the Hall of Fame. Rob Gronkowski, he's first ballot. JPP and Ndamukong Suh. Continuing their current trajectory. Devin White, Levante David, Antonio Brown. These guys are all going to the Hall, guys. Antoine Winfield, if you continue the trajectory. Tristan Wirfs, if you continue the trajectory. Now understand how special that is. When I say the cream of the crop, when you're shaving the foam off the cream on top, there's so few players that go. And we're looking at 10 or 11 on the field on Sunday for the Buccaneers this year. 10 or 11 could make the Hall of Fame reasonably. And there are people I'm leaving out that, you can make a case for. This is something special. Enjoy every minute. Buccaneers fans have a very short memory. If you didn't have a short memory, you wouldn't be a Buccaneers fan. Think about this. We've been bad. We haven't been bad for a while. We've been bad a lot for a long time. And every year, what do? All right, guys, let's go. This year, we forget last year, we put it all away. We're idiots. Okay, but we have a good time with it. All right, we have to have a short-term memory. All right, or don't have a short-term memory. We don't have any kind of memory at all. We just immediately go right into next year. Okay, do it again. And we a glutton for punishment. Okay, but now that we won a season, being the kind of fan that you forget last year, don't lose what you're watching. Don't miss out on what you're watching because it's special, guys. This is something amazing and cool and just phenomenal and epic, and people will be talking about this for years to come. People will be talking about this team. So for just a second, stop and appreciate what you're in the middle of watching, because this doesn't happen. The last team to win 2 in a row was, I believe, Brady-led Patriots team quite a while ago. And the Bucs have a legitimate shot. Not just like every team's got a shot. Okay, yeah, every team has a shot. I'm not talking like, okay, the Titans have a shot. They do. The Titans have a shot. No, the Bucs have a real shot at this, at repeating. And I was reading Michael Clayton apparently predicted on WDAE. Michael Clayton said they're going undefeated this year. Now, I'm not saying they're going undefeated, guys. What I am saying is, holy cow, man, they're good enough to where somebody can say that publicly and not be a complete moron. That's special. That's an amazing thing. Guys, I remember driving to games in 1976, well, riding in the back of my mom's Pontiac Catalina. I remember we had orange and white streamers and red streamers and signs put on the windows, and we could decorate up the car. And oh my gosh, we loved the Buccaneers. And we drove down I-4 and we went and watched games and watched them get their butt kicked game after game after game. And I go through the process of thinking all through high school, talking with my buddy Rick, who was also a big Bucs fan, and us dreaming about the day. One day, can you imagine? What if we won a Super Bowl? That's crazy. What if we won a Super Bowl? With all apologies to Antoine Winfield, we got two. We got two. I didn't even dream it. It's time for the season, guys. It's time for the year. It's time to get this thing started up. This year, we got a shot at this thing. And it's not a pipe dream. It's not ridiculous to think about. When you guys think of the biggest challenge that the Buccaneers face this year, what is it? What is the biggest challenge that the Bucs have facing them? I want to know that from you guys today. Joshua Cole Allen had chicken broccoli Alfredo tortilla. Christopher Cole had blueberry pancakes. Guys, welcome to the intersection of food, football, and fun. Let's do this. Let me start off. We've got a special guest who's waiting in the lobby who I'm going to bring in here shortly. But first thing I want to do, I want to add part of the mayhem. One of the miscreants.
Miscreants, live on Saturday night.
That's right. Miscreant mayhem has started. The inmates have taken over the asylum. And on Saturday night, Matt, Teresa, and Steven are sort of commandeering the airwaves. And I'll tell you, I got to watch the first show, and holy cow, you guys did a great job. Welcome to being that part of Bucs Report.
Well, thank you.
And we should also bring in the dude, since he is the dude at Bucs Report. How you doing, man?
I really can't complain as of now, sir.
Awesome. So first thing, Matt, what'd you have for dinner?
Okay, I had the worst dinner experience in the last 20 years. Initially, I called up Domino's. 35 minutes after it came out to be checked and put in a car, I called him back, said, where's my stuff? The guy had a lady get a broken leg today. Some dude got in a wreck, and he's having his dishwasher be the delivery driver, and he's an hour and a half behind. So that got wiped out. So then I get handy on the little iPhone machine. I go to my Subway app, which is a little subset of a gas station around here, and I pre-ordered a sandwich on the app. What they got and what I put in there were miles apart. So that got screwed out. And they said because it came through the app, it wasn't something they could modify or fix because they have proof that it was supposed to be this way. So don't use the Subway app. That's a lesson I learned, number 2. So I finally went to the grocery store and got a rotisserie chicken, and I just suffered with that. It probably was made on, I don't know, Saturday afternoon, but it was food. And
I want to add something to your story. I've got a McDonald's app story. I ordered for some people at work a couple of sundaes, ice cream sundaes, and then went to pick them up. And the lady walks out, curbside, they're supposed to bring it out to you. She walks out with a bag of food and says, yeah, our ice cream machine isn't working. So here's, and had a whole bunch of other stuff. Right. And I said, well, this food actually isn't for me. It's for somebody else. Can you just refund me? She says, no, since you ordered it through the app, we can't refund you. So I couldn't go back in the app. There's nowhere on the app that you can ask for a refund. So I literally paid McDonald's got no food, and they wouldn't refund me.
Right.
And
you have to go through your credit card.
that's what that's the deal I had to do.
Ask me how I know that.
But how silly and ridiculous is it to do that? And the dude left before I could find out what he had for dinner.
He's trying to go eat.
Yeah, he's hurrying up and grabbing something good to eat. John, I am coming to you. I promise, brother, in just a couple of minutes. Let me add the miscreant. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Now he's back. What'd you have for dinner, dude?
Well, let me just tell you, first of all, it's Tuesday. That means tacos.
Yes, it does.
Second of all, hey, we got a couple decent guests coming on tonight. Not
Yes,
that
we
the
do.
two to my camera right or my left aren't great guests. But before we go there, Rick, I want to drop a couple things real quick.
Oh, this is going to be good, guys. Y'all need to listen to this.
Well, you're way overselling it, bro. Got some big announcements for BucsReport.com coming up in the next couple days. Everybody here on screen has a pretty good idea of what's going on. But for those of you that don't, let's just say, watch us grow some more and extend the tentacles that is Bucs Report into multiple different various locations.
Guys,
whether or not you take that as take that as a perverted thing or not, that's on you, the individual listener. But what I want to throw out there real quick, because I do want to hear what John later has to say and Brent as they get on. And of course, Matt and the lovely Teresa. Should we call it Teresa?
Teresa, the miscreant herself.
Ms. Mystery.
If anybody's been watching Twitter or listening to what's going on at Buccaneer training camp, you know what you know what we're having here with the wide receivers right now. We have reports that AB looks like the old AB.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He has been dominating training camp. Now
he's going to start breaking my stories here that I've got a list of.
Okay, so then I'll put a pin in that one. For those of you tuning in right now, call your mom, call your friends, send the show via Messenger, hit the share, hit the like, subscribe on YouTube, because there's a return, as Rick said, of Stupid Bucs Fans Say.
Oh,
and
awesome.
It's been a long time coming. Rick, as always, great job. Matt, as always, you're a strapping young lad, sir. and of course, bringing beauty as well as wisdom, we have Teresa. Rick, I appreciate the vine. I appreciate the time. Everybody, stay tuned to Bucs Report, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. A couple big announcements coming up. Let's just put it to you this way: we are we're growing, and when you see where we're growing to, it's going to put a lot of you people in your feelings. Anyway, great job as always, Rick. Shout out to everybody behind the scenes who's not on camera right now. Steven Glasker, he's super. Well, he's just super. Of course, Evan Winter, Philip Schwegler, Harry the Greek, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. Let me think here. Michael Pless, Gene Thomas, the boys from Bucs Banter. God, I can't remember their name. Colin Hall. You know it better than me.
Colin Hall.
And Rick, you also got a little teasing to do for this excellent podcast that we're going to be dropping soon. Don't forget about that.
We do have an excellent podcast coming.
But anyway, I'm going to get off screen now. One, because, look at my face. And two, it's time to start drinking. It's 8:51. It's time to have some fun. I'll check back in, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the share, hit the like, show us some love. Show these people who grind out content for you every day the much love and respect they need by sharing, liking, and commenting. And real quick, shout out to Christopher Cole in the comment section here every single night.
Absolutely.
For every single show. Brother, if I was anywhere near Central Florida, I would have already came and give you a big hug. But since I'm not, I'm just going to go, mwah. All right, later.
Later. All right. Now, Teresa, what'd you have for dinner?
A hot dog.
A hot dog?
Yeah. That's what I wanted.
Just leave it there. All right. Steven, what'd you have for dinner?
I was listening to Teresa say she had a hot dog.
What'd you have for dinner?
Do tell.
What?
I had 2 tacos.
Oh, God.
Okay, so everybody's having tacos on Tuesday. So here's the deal, guys. I'm going to put you guys in the lobby for a few minutes because I have a special guest that I'm going to bring on, and then we'll all be on here together. All right?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so I want to bring this next guest on. John Blakey, super fan John Blakey. And let me tell you guys a little bit about this. I consider this guy not just to be a super fan, but he is my friend. And I got to know this guy in Atlanta. We were both part of watching games together at the parties in Atlanta. At the time, he was a schmuck like me, and he ended up taking over, being handed the reins of the Atlanta Buccaneers fan club. I'll let him talk to you about the details about all of that. But I'm excited to bring my friend, the silhouette of, because you can't see his face right now, John Blakey. We got to get light on your face. Now, how you doing, John?
Good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It is. It's good to have you. So I am excited to have you. You are no longer in Atlanta, but tell that story about how you sort of you went from being a schmuck like me to running the show.
I wouldn't say that you were a schmuck.
Well, I would.
When I moved to Atlanta in 2012, I found out about this great group that everybody kept talking about, the ATL Bucs, which you and Teresa were both part of. And I needed to get out and make some friends, so I started appearing. But I was really shy at that point, so I made sure that I stayed towards the very back of the bus. Didn't really, try to be noticed, didn't try to stand out, didn't try to do anything. But I always wanted to help set up, before each game. And then, I started helping you guys, and then, we all got to know each other. And I think I first started sitting with Teresa and her sister Carla. And, I got to know you better. And then, it just ballooned from there. And then, we took over ATL Bucs and turned it into the Buccaneer Invasion in 2016, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going strong. I moved back to Tampa. We started doing watch parties here last year, started from scratch. The first game watch party, we had over 200 people. Super Bowl watch party, we had over 200 people. We actually had Dexter Jackson, Jermaine Phillips, and Chris Hovan all show up to watch parties.
Nice.
So yeah, it's growing. It's going well. I miss Atlanta. I miss being with you guys. But the show
it is amazing how I miss Atlanta as well, and how I think my favorite times as a Buccaneers fan watching games was actually in Atlanta, not in Tampa. That's kind of crazy.
No, I totally agree with you. And like I told you the other day, I would love to go back to those days when it was just simple, when we were just sitting in a sports bar, just talking about the Bucs and, representing our team in Atlanta. It was fantastic. Those were some great years.
Yeah. It was a cool way to do it too, where we fired off the cannons, whenever they got in the red zone and played songs, even that freaking song I hate, Sweet Caroline.
And we still do that. We still do that here in Tampa. The cannon fire. We still do that. In Atlanta, there were a lot of people that didn't like to do the Sweet Caroline thing, but here, it's a whole production.
It's me that didn't like it. It was me.
Well, there's a couple of others that didn't like it either. But here, it's like we have this big, just group of people that get together during this song and sing it together in unison, and it's amazing.
Well, that's cool. That is very, very cool. And I've got to tell you, it's awesome watching. And how, you put this thing together and it grew hella fast.
Huge.
Just seriously ridiculously fast,
when I moved back here, in all honesty, when I went to Dave and Buster's to talk to them about, putting on watch parties, I was thinking to myself, I'll be lucky if I get 10 people or
Right.
15, because, it's not like Atlanta. In Atlanta, we were the show. Here in Tampa, you have so many other options. There's so many great groups that have stuff going on, So the first day I showed up for the home opener, like I said, there was like 200 people there. Big Nasty was there. The captain, Tim Young, was there. The super fans were out representing. It was amazing.
Yeah. Well, now tell everybody what a little bit about your journey as a quote unquote super fan.
First, I want to tell everybody that, you don't have to wear makeup. You don't have to dress up to be a super fan. Just the fact that we support the Buccaneers and they're part of your family, just, that makes you a super fan right there. Rick, Teresa, all the people in Atlanta. Not everybody dressed up, but it was still, we're all still super fans. But as far as my journey goes, as I said before, I was very quiet, and I'm sure you remember that. I
remember that.
Kind of stayed to myself. Honestly, 10 years ago, if you would have told me that I was dressing up like a superhero wearing a cape, I would have told you you're nuts. But as you know, when I took over,
I would be used to that. Lots of people tell me that.
When I took over the ATL Bucs group, when I was named the president of the group, Big Nasty gifted me with the cape that I wear today. That was my cape ceremony, and that's pretty much, how Superfan evolved.
We had Mark Goodman was in charge of that group, and that was back in the day. You guys remember Mark's been on here, and Mark kind of handed it off to John. And when that happened, that's when they gave him the cape and everything, and it was a very cool thing at a tailgate.
Because Bucs COO Brian Ford was there,
yeah.
Big Nasty was there. It was spectacular. And then from that, my costume just evolved. I felt that I needed to do a little more, and to bring smiles to kids' faces, for people to want to take pictures with me and stuff like that. It makes it so worth it.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And now for the Buccaneer invasion, I know you guys you raised some money. You do something now. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to show this real quick, guys. These are the patches right now that they have. They're pretty cool Bucs patches. Those things are pretty awesome. If I don't know if you want to tell everybody where they can go.
Yeah.
If there's an easy way, do that.
I'm on Facebook at John Superfan Blakey, and we sell our patches for $8 each, and that includes the shipping. That is pretty much the group's lifeblood. That's what helps us survive during the season. All the great stuff that we have for raffle items during the season, that is what helps purchase those. And then in return, we end up turning that raffle money around to help us with our charitable work during the season.
Yeah, and you're very, very, you're great about doing a lot of charitable work and making sure the money really does go there and all of that. I know that personally, and I've actually been with you at times when we drove food to the Atlanta Food Bank or gave food. I was there for some of that, and that is very awesome.
We did our Christmas toy drive for the kids. And back to school, and last year we helped Wheelchairs for Kids, which is a big Tampa charity. We've also helped curing kids cancer in the past. Village of Hope in Lawrenceville, Georgia was our big one. Every year it's something different. We full disclosure, I'll post, showing that the donation was made. I will take pictures of making the donations, just because there's so many donations that are made that you never know where your money goes. Yeah. And I want to make sure that you are part of it.
That is awesome, John. Now, John, you, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the people who watch this show, they are known as the miscreants.
Yes.
Okay. And we even had sort of the 3 head miscreants.
I watched the show. They did a great job.
Yeah. They took over they're taking over the airwaves. They're taking over Bucs Report. The inmates are sort of taken over the asylum. It's kind of fun.
They did a great job.
I want to add them to this conversation if that's okay, and let's talk some Bucks.
For sure, let's do it.
All right, let's add back to the stream.
Hey,
Matt from Oklahoma City.
how you doing, John?
Ms. Trient herself.
Great.
And
Hi,
Stephen
Teresa.
Glasker. All right.
How you doing, Steven?
Hey, John, what's going on?
Good, thank you. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Lots of stuff to talk about, guys. Cam Braid is back. He is completely back, apparently very healthy, etc. He was basically all of the tight ends are back at full strength now. We got everybody. OJ Howard is back. I mean, this is going to be this team is a full go, and going into at least week 1 of preseason, the team is a full go. There's nobody injured. There are no issues. There's no problems. You know, I mean, that's something that I think we can all be excited about. At least this far into camp, everybody's ready. All the tight ends are good to go. Now I know they're taking it easy with Brait. He probably won't see the field this week. I don't know how much OJ Howard will see the field. I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to see it more than we think. But I mean, you guys, the tight end position, where do you put everybody? Let's start with you, John.
That's going to be a tough one. You're just going to have to do a lot of rotating during the season, and there's so much talent. But that's the whole team. We've got so much depth, so much talent. As long as everybody stays healthy, we should be great.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you. Having said that, apparently Tanner Hudson maybe he's not having such a great camp. I don't know if you heard this, Bruce Arians today. He was talking about, hey, we had a really good practice. And he basically said, other than Tanner Hudson, who's got to block somebody, please, Tanner, block anybody, somebody at some point, block someone.
Sounds like a comment there.
He was straight up enough to say that he flat out has regressed. He said, yeah, I know he can catch. Please just block somebody sometime, somewhere, hit somebody. And I don't know if that was him sending a message. I don't know, but apparently the tight end battle, the tight end 4 battle has been pretty competitive, and I think we're getting signals. I think we got these same signals back in the day regarding Vernon Hargreaves.
Yeah,
I think we're getting the same kind of signals. I mean, Matt, what do you think about that? I mean, are you high on OJ Howard, or where are you?
I'm leery of OJ Howard. The man's got talent for miles. He's got skills for miles, but it's kind of like Jameis had 4 out of 5 things, and that one thing that was bad always seemed to catch him. And in this case, if you're looking at what he does, he's good for about we were talking about this Saturday. He's good for about a month to 6 weeks, and then he gets hurt, and it's never a pulled hamstring or something like that. That's relatively easy. He's out forever. And so
Right.
you have this quandary when you're looking at Hudson, like you're talking about. Sounds like he might have his foot out the door. And then you got OJ Howard, all the up potential, but then that availability is the best ability. You're gonna have to weigh those two. And Hudson might turn into something in a year.
Yeah.
Or he might, he might catch up and get back to where he was last year. I don't know. It's a little early yet. But the point I'm making is we're so deep at tight end and we're so deep at wide receiver, they're going to have to make some very, very difficult decisions at the end of this training camp. And we're going to let people go that'll get picked up like that.
Yeah, that's one thing I think we need to, and I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, but yeah, I think when it comes to cut down day, it's going to be very interesting, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Let me go to you, Stephen. Stephen, thoughts on tight end?
Mute.
You're muted.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Hold on, we'll do it again.
I should have left him that way and just nodded and acted like I was listening.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have made for great radio.
You should have done that. Like, man, Steve, everything you said sounds amazing, and I was
Yeah.
that would have been great.
Finally, someone shared the secret of life. No, go ahead about tight end. We've got the bodies. Now tell me what you're thinking about them.
But do we though? See, I mean, I'm glad Cam Brate is back, but I don't think we're as deep as everybody says. So we got Cam Brate, we got Gronk, we got Hudson, and who's the fourth dude?
I can't think of his name. We brought him in this year. He's a free agent. He was free agent.
So if you think of and Brady likes to run a lot of 2 tight end sets. I mean, and the 2 best guys are Gronk and Cam Brate, and Hudson is essentially a blocking tight end who apparently can't block. So I don't think we're that deep, guys. All it takes is for Gronk, who has had a history of injuries in the past. Last year he was great, healthy all year. I think that year off did him a lot of good in his retirement.
Yeah.
But all it takes is for either him or Brate to get hurt, and then we're stuck with the C team, not even the B team.
Stuck with OJ Howard is not the worst. I mean, there are a lot of teams who wish they had that problem.
I wasn't even counting OJ Howard because I'm sure he's going to get hurt. I'm kind of like Matt. So I mean, he'll be great for a month. So for the first month, I hope he doesn't get hurt. I don't want him to get hurt at all. But if you're going to do it, OJ, please make it after the Patriots game. That's all I'm asking for.
If you remember the first couple of years, if you remember the first couple of years, though, Gerald McCoy got injured, broke his arm, I think, in each of the first 2 seasons, and then didn't get injured again after that. Let's hope that happens with OJ Howard, that kind of thing. Like, okay, he's gotten it out of the way.
Bicep.
By the way, I forgot to ask a very, very important question. John, what'd you have for dinner?
Well, I've been under the weather today, so I had vegetable beef soup.
Oh, that's awesome.
That sounds good.
No, that's good.
Really
That's fantastic. Teresa, what did you have?
She had hot dog.
Told you I had a hot dog.
Oh, that's right. I just wanted to hear her say it
She
again.
was craving a hot dog.
Was it a foot long?
Yeah, she was.
Was it a foot long?
Yeah.
Rick, I might have
More
missed
like
it.
you guys.
What's that, John?
I said I might have missed it, but what did you have?
What did I have?
Yes.
I
He had a hot dog too.
I had spaghetti, but it did have Italian sausage in it.
Hey.
But I did have spaghetti.
A little spicy.
He likes it a little spicy, huh?
Rick
That's
didn't even
right.
hear what I said. It's all good though.
No, Teresa, talk to us about tight end. Wait a minute. This is
Yeah.
just going wrong. Teresa, talk to us about OJ Howard, Cam Brate, Rob Gronkowski et al.
If I was a betting person, my money would be on Brate and Gronk,
Right?
because I'm sorry, the China doll's going to get. I said it with what's his name?
OJ Howard.
Tennessee, no.
Oh,
Mariota.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I said it with him. He was a China doll. I think the same thing with OJ Howard. I don't think he can stay healthy.
That's depressing. That
It is
I read
depressing.
today.
Well,
I read today that
go. I'm sorry, Matt.
I read today that he always injures the same foot, so it's always his right foot, right leg, whatever.
That's
So
not good.
what we got to do is get him to change his stance a little bit, so his left and right is an opposite. So when he gets hit, he's not in that position, and it's all fixed. He'll never
Or
have
go
any
play
problems.
There, Matt just solved
Well,
all the problems.
That's
That
not
should
quite
be
how
on
that
his
works,
on,
Matt,
on,
but
on
okay.
his team of handlers.
Not quite how that works, Matt, but okay. No, here's my main thing with OJ Howard. I have Teresa's and Matt's concerns, but even if he stays healthy, you're not hearing anything about him in camp.
Right.
I mean, you're hearing about OJ, you're hearing about Jalen Darden, you're hearing about Evans, Evans is Evans, Gronk is Gronk, he's always going to be great. You're hearing about Brady, and then you're hearing about some defensive players. You're not really hearing a whole lot about OJ Howard.
Well, what they said is that they've been bringing him along slowly,
Very
and that
slow.
they're not throwing him full bore into everything, which may be, look, he's coming off of surgery and rehab and all of that. I get it. And okay. And I think what they're doing is making sure he's healthy so that, maybe they can get, look, there've been other players.
That was Brady.
What's that?
Brady's coming off surgery and rehab. They're throwing him in there.
I understand that. He's
And
also
he's
the quarterback,
OJ
not a
Howard.
tight end. I mean, you
Yeah.
kind of can't just keep your quarterback out. He's got to be in there.
But let's
But
throw
I
the
mean-
old guy out there.
I understand that, but you need to have him in camp a lot more than you need to have a tight end in camp. That tight end can step on the field and be just fine.
True.
And so I guess what I'm saying is this: everybody is so down on Howard, and I think it's overstating. I think sit there and say it was like the other day when I brought up OJ Howard said, "Yeah, he's been studying more," and everybody was like, "Oh, that's a bad answer," and I'm like, "What the heck?" So I mean, the everybody's too down on him. I get being down on what has happened, but he's healthy right now.
The ability is there.
Yes, and now is the time for us to look and go, hey, wow, look, we're counting on this guy to be our third tight end. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty freaking good third tight end.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah.
So,
hey,
I mean,
John, and
yes,
I'm just curious. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to catch up, but John being the super fan, okay?
Yes.
John, I hear what Rick's saying, and I get his point, and logically, it makes sense. He's absolutely right.
For sure.
However, when you see when it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's usually a duck.
Well, you just said logically what I said makes sense, and then you just said logically what I said doesn't make sense.
No, what he's saying is, before you guys go to blows now, I don't want to have to be the guy in the middle with the let's.
I'm going to be the referee.
Here we go.
It's just look. Here's the thing. There's nothing bad right now. Look, here's the deal. He's gotten hurt a lot in the past. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. But right now, he's healthy, and he says he's more mentally prepared than at any other point. Let's go with it from there.
That's great.
That's great.
Okay.
Now you do have a couple of comments.
I like candy and cookies and Christmas too. All those things are wonderful.
You got a couple of comments on this.
Yeah, I know. Like Willow said, if OJ gets hurt, let him go. Well, I mean that's certainly going to happen.
The one that says OJ is doing TB12. He's going to play all 20 games.
Great. If that's true, that'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be awesome if OJ's doing that. I don't know.
If he does,
I have no idea.
If he does, he's the best. He's the best tight end on the team. It's from a talent perspective. He's the most talented tight end on the team.
Yeah, I still have a hard time saying anybody is more talented than Gronk just because of the years of proving it. But I get your point. I understand it athletically. Yeah, that guy's a special kind of an animal. I get your point, and I don't disagree with you about it.
He could be the next Antonio Gates.
You know, Arians said,
or not.
Yeah, well, we're not. Arians talked about the fact that the team had the worst practice he's seen in 3 years after a day off. They've got a pattern of every time they have a day off, the offense sucks. That just seems, I mean, honestly, it sounds like coach speak, and I love it. And I'm glad he's doing it and kicking their butt and keeping them motivated. John, are you worried about that at all?
In all honesty, I don't care. If they have a bad
that's awesome.
I don't care. If I don't, the only time I want to hear that they had a bad practice is if they're coming off of a loss during the regular season. You know, preseason means nothing to me. Practice, let's get it together. All cylinders are going to click as soon as they start. The ball snaps. They're on the field.
John, you came this close to going full on practice. We talk about practice,
right?
I mean, exactly. It was, but exactly. Yeah, I think he's using it to motivate the team. I think that's what's happening. I think it's a little camp nut busting. I think he's.
I've heard this on the news lately. Where they're talking. Bruce Arians says they had a bad practice. I don't want to hear about that. It's practice. If such and such, if Sean Murphy Bunting gets 3 interceptions during practice, does it really matter?
Well, yeah, it matters only in the sense that, listen, we've had a long off season. Yeah. Let's hear what's happening.
I get it. And we blow everything out of proportion because we're so football hungry.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, I got Buccaneers news, I mean, it's like, woohoo. Hey, and I just think it's funny that he's like, oh, yeah. Brady's been, the offense has had a terrible camp. The offense is, oh my gosh. And what everybody's, here we go again. Brady's over the cliff.
Yeah.
And that's why I wish he wouldn't say it, because we have fans, and I love you, Matt. We have fans like Matt who go, I knew it. We're going to stop.
I'm not quite that bad.
That's going to be the people that if we lose a game, I knew it, we're doomed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which brings up.
Here
we go.
We're going
it brings it up, guys. It's time for the return
Oh, God.
of
Stupid Bucs Fans Say.
All right, guys, it's time because you guys have been back in force. Here we go again. You can tell football has started.
That I saw, and that's
Stop
retarded.
it.
What?
Stop it.
Retarded.
Jesus.
Stop it.
At least
Can I
they
say
still
that on live
Buccaneers.
TV?
Wow.
You know,
Stop drinking, Sharon.
and it's not just one time. Oh, no, he followed it up. 2015 was the worst draft ever for the Buccaneers. Winston in the first round.
Yeah.
Worst draft ever?
No.
No, it wasn't the worst draft ever. And
No.
let's face
It
it,
wasn't even
could have
close.
gotten Mariota.
Well, it wouldn't have, I'm not sure that would have mattered. I mean, neither one is playing, you know.
Well, one of them's got a real shot at playing. The other one's just sitting there with the clipboard.
Yeah. Well,
One of them's a backup already. I think
that
Mariota's in Raider camp.
You guys, just to finish it all off with the coup de grace.
Oh no!
Oh,
my
dear
God.
God.
No! Come on!
He's trolling hard, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, we had one very special person come through to help us bring back
Stupid Bucs Fans Say.
I can find you way more of those. I'm gonna have to send them to you.
Yeah,
Sunday morning.
I saw more than that too. Believe me.
Oh, well,
Bucs-
you
Bucs
guys know where to message me.
That's
You
sad.
know where to message me. Just send
Okay.
them my way. Send them my
We'll do
way.
that for you.
So this is the intersection of food and football and fun, right?
Right.
So I have a story.
Okay.
I decided I was going to for the first time ever, I was going to do a food review. And it turned into a really funny story. A very hilarious story where I had no idea it was going in the direction it was going. How difficult can it be? Well, if you ask Matt just had a very funny horrible experience, let's call it, trying to get food. I went to go try Popeye's brand new chicken nuggets.
Oh, please.
Okay, now I thought, how difficult can this be? Let's hop in the car, order the nuggets. They'll give me the nuggets, and I'll eat the nuggets, and I'll review the nuggets. Sounded like a plan. Almost foolproof. Almost. So I order the nuggets, and they tell me, this is a pet peeve of mine. Pull around and wait. The reason it's a pet peeve of mine is it's just so they can trick their clock into making it look like they're not taking too long at the drive-through.
Right.
In other words, the report on the time that they're taking is completely false. What's the point of the clock? Since everybody everywhere tells you, pull around. So I pull around and I'm waiting. This lady walks up to me and hands me a bag and proceeds to say to me, honey, I don't remember what you ordered. So what I did is bring you a couple of sandwiches. And what did you order again? I said, I just ordered 8 nuggets. That was all. And she said, okay, I'll go get them for you. You can keep the sandwiches. Okay, thank you. So I put the sandwiches over to the side. She comes back after a few minutes and says, here's a couple apple pies because this is taking a little longer than expected.
Would they have to kill the chicken?
Thank you for the apple pies. I put them in the back with the 2 sandwiches.
Wow.
Right?
Oh.
After about 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, I don't know what it was, she comes back out with my bag and she goes, here you go, honey. And she said, is everything right? And I look in there and I said, I don't know, looks like it's okay. And I open it up and I go, these are chicken strips. She goes, chicken strips? You wanted nuggets. I said, yes, ma'am. She says, You can keep those. Hold on, I'll be back.
Dear God, you hate the neighborhood.
I put the spicy chicken strips in the back. About 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes later, we're now 20 minutes into this, into my drive-through experience. I finally got my 8 chicken nuggets. And here's the review. Hey guys, I am at Popeyes here on What's Cooking in the South because, well, Popeyes is what's cooking in the South. And Popeyes has something brand new that we're going to review here live. Right here on What's Cooking in the South. What we are going to go ahead and review is this. Popeyes Nuggets. So let's see, first of all, what they look like. Popeyes Nuggets. All right. Looks like a nugget. Okay, looks pretty good. Nice. Crispy. All right. Popeyes. Bravo. Good job, man. The nuggets are rocking. I like them. Now if you could get some spicy ones, that would be awesome. They got all kinds of sauce that come with them, barbecue, sweet heat, wild honey mustard, all kinds of things. But anyway, you guys taste all that. Check all that on your own. But I wish they had spicy nuggets. These are pretty darn good. These are good. So Popeyes Nuggets. They're pretty big. Like a big old freaking chunk of chicken. They probably just cut up their chicken tenders. Anyway, awesome stuff.
Yeah, my daughter was wondering if they were just so breaded that you had a nugget about that big.
No, there was a lot of chicken in them. It was good. That's why I said I think they just cut up the chicken tenders and breaded them. But I mean, they were actually good. I wish they were spicy, but you should have seen the pile of food in the back of my car.
Hey,
You should have drove over to that homeless guy at the first exit, and where he's got his little sign up, handed him a couple of burgers and chicken sandwiches and all that shit.
2, sorry, Antoine, 2 apple pies, 2 chicken sandwiches, which are still in my refrigerator, 2 orders of fries that I didn't order. I finally got my nuggets.
You know what would be funny? You know what would be
Says
funny?
you got food for the week.
Yeah.
You know what would be funny? If all those orders belong to the people behind you.
Right? And they're still sitting in the window going, no, I'm not.
They're all waiting.
I'm not going to get parked.
Yeah, they're all waiting. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. They're all waiting. Hold on. I think the dude wants to weigh in on this. Hey, dude.
I just want to say that kind of confused me.
We had echoes.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
That was a huge echo. Yeah.
I couldn't hear that even on this end. Is my thing coming through okay?
You're
No,
fine.
you
It's just the
sound
video.
sexy.
Dude, thank you, because I thought it was just me at first. I was literally like checking my other screens going, do I have something on in the background?
No, that's weird. I don't know why that happened because I couldn't hear the echo. So
Well, you know what that means? Another phone call to StreamYard for a discount. Double check.
StreamYard, what the heck is the deal? But
I don't know. No.
that's right.
That's what it sounded like.
Oh man.
I will say those nuggets were pretty big.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were big.
Yeah. So I mean, it was good. They were good. I wish they were spicy because I like their spicy stuff, but it's all good.
Hey, can I also point out that there's a gentleman in the upper part of the screen in the middle there who he's not just a fan. He's a super fan. And you know why we know that? He has a cape. Dude, you're the only guy, the first guy on Bucs Report with a cape. You got a cape, bro.
I saw that on
You don't know
Facebook.
what Matt does in his spare time. Actually, it'd be more Steven. I'd be thinking it's Steven.
Of course.
Drives around at night with a cape in his car.
Of course.
He's Batman.
Super straight.
Wait a minute now. Jameis Winston says he's Batman.
Yeah, what is that all about?
Who?
Winston.
Really?
Winston said he's Batman.
He has to know when to be Batman and when to be Bruce Wayne. You know what I said? Dude, you're kind of the Joker, okay?
No joke.
He's more like that polka dot guy that was in the movie.
Right.
Yeah,
He's a clown.
no joke. No joke. All right, hold on, guys. To the miscreants, first of all, miscreants, I'm going to send you guys initially back to the lobby here. Hold on. I'll bring you back on shortly. John, I want you and dude, I'm going to go ahead and drop you back to the lobby for a moment.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, and John, I want you to tell everybody where they can find you one more time, where they can get those patches.
On Facebook, Superfan John Superfan Blakey, or the Buccaneer Invasion Tampa, all on Facebook. And just send me a private message, and I'll get you hooked up. I'll even throw in some extras.
Awesome.
I've got some try-on rookie cards that I'm sending out. So,
very nice. Very nice. Well, thank you, John. John, I'm going to put you back in the lobby. You're welcome to hang if you want, or go, whatever you would like to do. If you want to get out of here, I do not blame you.
Thank you,
with the way these, the miscreants are around here. But hang around if you'd like.
Thank you, Rick, for having me tonight.
You got it. All right, now let's bring on our next guest. We're going to bring on Brent Allen. How you doing, Brent?
What is going on, Rick? Man,
Hey,
appreciate
brother.
you getting me in here, man.
Yeah, what'd you have for dinner?
Taco Bell. Amazing
tacos
Taco
on
Bell.
Tuesday.
There we go. There
you
we
guys
go.
are following that rule way too much. I'm telling you.
Well, tonight we had football practice. My kid had football practice, so there was no dinner at home. Like it's kind of grab whatever you can while you're out.
Well, that works.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
So what all you got going on these days?
Me? Oh
Yes.
man. Well, we are gearing up for school coming up here. I'm a teacher, so that's what we got. We start next week. We have all that, and then getting into that normal rhythm. As a dad, like kids are getting back into all their activities, finishing up all the summer stuff. So that's the bulk of my life right now. I still have the one podcast I do, Beam Me Up, and working on some behind the scenes Buccaneers stuff that I can't talk about right now, but there's some fun stuff going on, man. And I'm getting excited for the season coming up.
What is Beam Me Up?
Beam Me Up. It is a Star Trek podcast. It was a pet project.
Oh, dude.
That I had in the back of my head while I was doing the Pewtercast for so many years.
Oh, I'm
and the
about
basic
to completely
idea,
embarrass myself. You need to have me on that show.
well, come on, man.
Oh, I got stories.
There we go.
Oh, you and I need to talk off the air.
Let's do it. The basic premise is what do you do with somebody who wants to go through the series but doesn't want to commit over 800 hours to all of the content that's out there? How do you reduce that down? So I've got a person who's never watched anything before. He's going through it for the first time, and we're just kind of skipping through the seasons. But we're doing like 150 some odd episodes, so it's a lengthy thing to still get through. But it's been fun. It's been a side project, like I said, that just sort of.
You ready for this?
Yeah, what's that?
I dated Gene Roddenberry's granddaughter.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
We got stories. I'll be happy to talk to you at some point.
I share a birthday with the great bird of the sky.
Nice.
So, yes.
Very nice.
So anyway,
back to the
every Bucs fan out there is like, why are we talking about this?
I know. Well, they'll get over it. So here's the deal.
It's okay to have more than one fandom, folks.
That's right. So here's the deal.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier here about tight ends, about what we got going on here with OJ Howard, and what are your thoughts? What are your hopes, expectations? What do you think we're going to get with OJ Howard?
Well, let me just back up a little bit just to say this, and just can we say how absolutely astounding it is that our biggest storyline is OJ Howard, who's just coming back off an Achilles heel, has had some issues, and our fourth string tight end, who's been bouncing back and forth between the practice squad, isn't doing good in the same thing that he's never done good in the first place. Like, that's our story right now. That's the biggest issue that the Buccaneers have to worry about.
Never has been able to block. He's always been a pass catching tight end. Now you're at a point where
he got worse at it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Over the summer.
But literally the biggest complaint is our fourth string tight end is struggling.
Yeah. Like it's that. And then who's going to be the third string quarterback? Right. How's that going to work? Oh, like really?
Are they going to keep four? That's the big, those are the storylines. It's weird, man. I was saying earlier, Brent, I was saying, if you are a Buccaneers fan, you have had, if you've been a fan for any length of time, you have a very short memory. You have to, or you wouldn't still be a Bucs fan. Right. You forget it every year. You start over and you go right back in. It's like dating the same girl who treats you like crap, and you keep going back and dating her again. It's gonna be different this time. It's gonna be different this time. I mean, that's the way it's been. And now I think for Bucs fans, it's time. Let's remember this. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
Let's remember. I sat on this. I sat on the sofa watching this. I watched a Super Bowl with the Bucs in it, where Tom Brady was throwing touchdown passes to Rob Gronkowski in Tampa Stadium.
Right.
Let that wash over you. You know, I mean, it's not a matter of, you know, it's funny because I had somebody the other day kind of accuse me of being a homer, right? Kind of say, you know, what that I just, you know, I'm just being a homer. I'd see anything as being good. And that's not true. If anybody knows me, knows I was very critical of Winston. I'm very critical of of a lot of things during that time period.
Right.
There's not a lot to be that critical about. You don't have to prove your fandom by finding something to be critical of. It's hard to be critical of this team.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that. And I think that goes even more so for the many people out there who do what you do. What I do, where we not only are we fans of the team, we follow it, but we then produce content about the team, and we talk about the team, and we drone on the team.
Right.
And you're right, you've got to have that short memory. And I gotta say, I have never, ever, all due respect to everybody who's credentialed in the media room there, I've never understood the idea that you can't be a fan and criticize the team. In fact, what I personally find is those of us who are fans are even more critical of the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's true, but isn't it hard right now?
Yeah. Well, I can be critical of the team. There's not much to criticize.
Right.
You know, I mean, and you and I both know, listen, everything that happens in training camp right now, this is all about those last 10 roster spots.
Yep.
The other 43 are already locked in.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even tell you who they are. I haven't done my 53-man roster yet personally.
Right.
I have an idea.
I never do that. I just wait. I wait and be like, tell me who's on the team.
Exactly. And you and I also know that it's really hard to judge the team until you get to about game 6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you gotta get through all of that and see what happens. And I mean, look at our team this past year. You don't want to judge the end result really until you got to week 12.
Right.
They didn't have an off season last year, right? Well, neither did anybody else, but it's hard to do that. So, you know, all of that. So yeah, it is hard to be critical, but
yeah, that's why I laugh when everybody acts like this is this first week is just a given against the Cowboys. And I'm like,
no,
I hope you're right. And I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But like I always like to say, simmer down, Sparky, because that's a pro football team on the other side that you're lining up against. They're going to be, you know, water's got to find its level, give it all time, everything to adjust. The new system, I mean, the new plays there that the Bucs are bringing in. There's new stuff happening. Same thing with the Cowboys, with players coming back from injuries and things. Give it a couple of weeks, because the first 2 weeks, anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah. So I'm with you on all that. Now, let me be a little critical. You asked me about OJ Howard.
Yep.
Specifically about OJ Howard. I have been very critical of OJ Howard for quite a while. OJ Howard to me is a guy who has he's one of the, like, he's got all the potential in the world, right? And we've heard that for is this now his 5th year? Is he in his 5th year right now? So we picked up his option. We're paying the option.
Yeah.
This is a 4th. Yeah. This is Vita's fourth. It's OJ's fifth. If my math is right.
Okay.
So he's on his 5th year option. He's had all the potential in the world. We've seen flashes of really goodness. I'm not going to say greatness, of him being really good. OJ Howard has yet to complete a full season.
Yeah.
He just look. You can't get touchdowns while you're in the tub.
Right.
You can't help the club. That's the phrase, right? You can't help the club when you're in the tub. Like you just can't. He has yet to complete a full season. When his last year with Jameis Winston was so bad for him. The man's trying to catch passes behind his back that he has no business trying to catch. Like, and by all reports, now this is all hearsay. By all reports, it's because he had issues with everything that had followed Jameis and all of that kind of stuff. Here's a guy who's letting his personal feelings about a guy get in the way of his professionalism. I don't have a lot of time for that, and I don't have a lot of respect for that. They picked up his 5th year option. He's got a lot of potential. I have yet to see his potential. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. I have yet to see that potential grow into fruition.
Right.
I see the potential. I've seen it. We've all seen it. I need to see something. I need him to have a really good preseason, and I need him to have a really good year this year, and I need him to complete the year healthy. Otherwise, I'm not re-signing him. I'm just not.
Yeah, I don't. That's an absolute. You're correct about that.
You know, and if he goes out and he balls out this year and shows us everything that he's made of, because I've also said this, you shouldn't judge a player till the end of his rookie contract. You look at a guy like Alex Kappa. Alex Kappa comes out of a small school, doesn't even see the field his rookie year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then his 2nd year takes a step function, gets much better. Last year in his 3rd year, the man played with a broken arm for half the damn year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and by all reports out of training camp this year, he's a mauler.
What was the talk of with Donovan Smith at the beginning of last year?
Well, now see Donovan Smith. Now there's another thing with Donovan Smith. Donovan Smith had an amazing second half of the season last year. One half of a really good season in my book does not erase 5.5 years previous.
You really think it was only the second half?
It was really, he wasn't great the first half of last year.
The first 2-3 games he wasn't good.
Maybe the
first 2 or 3 games, I agree.
Yeah, maybe the first quarter. Because I remember him catching a ton of flack.
I'll go with that. The first quarter, I'll go with that.
But again, even still, 3 quarters of a great year does not erase an entire year and a half. I need to see more out of Donovan Smith. I think the team has done absolutely right by doing the contracts they've done with Donovan Smith to let him, they're not locking him in for 6 years. You know, I need to see a little bit more out of Donovan. I would love for Donovan to go out, have a rock solid brick wall of a year.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would love to see that. And I want to see him extend his contract and have him just be amazing. That's what I would love to see. I need to see him pick up where he left off last year.
Yeah.
And what I don't love about Donovan Smith is when they asked him, like, hey, how come you're playing so much better now than you were at the beginning of the year or the year last 5? He goes, I don't know. I'm just kind of always playing the same way I always thought I was. I haven't really changed. I'm like, no, something changed, dude.
Well, and let me ask you this though: is that coaching putting somebody in the proper position? And I'm going somewhere with this. OJ Howard, you could be put in the same. You could view in the same way. Where now you've got coaching. Look at who the coaching was prior. Okay.
Hey, listen, George Warhop, I know they loved him. He did nobody no favors, and I know that's amazingly great English grammar. He did nobody no favors. He just didn't. He just they can love him all they want. He didn't do it. He didn't help. Ali Marpet developed into what he is despite being under George Warhop. Imagine what Ali could have done being under somebody else who actually was good at their job.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be the question. It wouldn't be we all know he's a Pro Bowler. They just don't know it yet. There wouldn't be that.
Right.
It would be something else. Caleb Benenoch would not see the field the way he saw the field. All those years ago, Donovan or DeMar Dotson would have been forced into retirement a year or 2 earlier.
Right. Well,
I say that with trepidation because there's always who would have replaced him? You do have to have that conversation, but all
that's
things
where I was
being
about
equal,
to go though with this coaching staff, and this is what I think is different with this coaching staff. When somebody's not playing well, or if somebody really kind of sucks, even though they've got a name, Vernon Hargraves, they're not afraid to call him out and say it. And you don't hear the negativity about OJ Howard from this coaching staff. You don't hear them saying, I got better pick it up. You don't hear that negative from them. They believe in him and they talk about how excited they are to have him back and all of that. So it makes me wonder whether, I mean, look, I trust what this coaching staff is doing and saying.
Sure.
Because not just because of the Super Bowl, but because they have more coaches than players. I mean, they can see what's happening. And if OJ Howard wasn't a good addition, he wouldn't be here. They've proven that. They get rid of the guys that
all of that's true.
They plug somebody else in, and instead they're talking about, wow, we're excited about this guy. So I don't know.
But now, and Rick, that's what I'm saying. I'm 100% in that camp.
Right.
We've all seen the potential. I now need what I, as a fan, 5 years into his career, now need to see is the translation to the field. And I just don't feel like we've really seen the full translation of the field. It's not his fault he got his Achilles ruptured this past year. I get it. He still wasn't there.
Right. But everything you're saying, let's take the injury part aside.
Sure.
Everything you're saying is what I feel about Ronald Jones. Okay. Everybody's like, Rojo, I love Rojo. I love Rojo. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, he's all right. I mean, he seems really replaceable to me. I mean, it just, okay. You plug in Fournette. All right. I mean,
Rick, you talk about that. You talk about Ronald Jones, and I'm a Rojo guy. I love Ronald Jones. I love watching him. I thought he was. He was way better than Leonard Fournette last year, even playoff Lenny.
Convince me, please.
No, but I'll also say he's very replaceable.
Yeah,
he is. He's not the end all be all. I think he could be fine. But look, Rojo last year was. If they weren't trying to get AB a certain number of catches or touchdowns or whatever to trigger a $250,000 bonus in his contract, Rojo would have had his 1,000 yards. And that's with having surgeries and games out and things like that. Rojo hit the holes harder. He ran faster. He ran stronger than Leonard Fournette ever did.
Well, he had a better year. I agree with you that he had a better year than he's ever had.
He did. And I think if you would have given all of Leonard Fournette's touches, I mean, Leonard Fournette got 20 plus touches a game throughout the playoffs. He did in the playoffs what I would expect any running back to do who gets that much of the workload.
Okay.
You know, it shouldn't be a super surprise that when somebody's getting 19, 20, 21 catches a game or touches a game, that they're going to score a touchdown or two. That they're going to break off 100 yards, that they're going to, you know what I mean? And if you give those to Rojo, I think I could be wrong. I think we would have seen similar numbers, if not significantly better.
Well, I think that was his first year where we saw, I will say last year was the first year when I looked at Rojo and said, okay, not bad. Every previous year I was like, ugh.
But
I know it's a cute name. Everybody loves Rojo because his name is Rojo, and what a marketing thing that is.
Sure.
But before last year,
no, he wasn't great. He wasn't great. He's certainly his first year, and maybe you give him a mulligan because of what was going on with that and Cutter and all that. The second year was better, but not awesome. I thought his third year was. I think last year was his third year.
He's gotten better every year.
He's gotten better, and this year he's. I would like to see more out of Rojo this year. Yeah. This is his contract year, right? This is his final year of his contract.
Yeah.
So
that brings me to
Keyshawn
Vaughn. Okay.
Sneak Vaughn. Yeah.
Yeah. So that brings me to Keyshawn Vaughn, who apparently is having a good camp. Apparently, you know how that is. Blah blah blah. Sure. Are they motivating the other running? The news you get about all this is, they're playing games.
And you're right. Just to go back to your point about BA, them talking to people, talking about people in the press. Make no mistake, BA is talking to his players through the press.
Absolutely.
So when he's out there talking, he's speaking to his players,
of course,
because he knows it's going to get back to him.
He spoke very clearly about Tanner Hudson.
Right. And it speaks to other players, even that he's not mentioning by name, i.e., the other running backs in the room,
Right.
or the other, or the other backup tight ends. Hey,
Right.
if you can go out, hey, Cody McElroy, if you can go out and block,
That's who I was trying to think of his name earlier.
yeah. If you can go out and block, you got, who's this other guy that's the big blocker, Jalen something or other, I think.
I don't know. Jalen Darden is the only one. I got my head.
No, that's
receiver,
he's the wide
know.
receiver.
Anyway, the point is, I guess,
Darrell Adams. That's what I'm thinking of.
Darrell Adams. There you go. The point, I guess, as I look at it, is I believe that everybody, that fans need to prepare yourself, Bucs fans. Prepare yourself for cut day.
Yeah.
Get ready now for cut day, because you're going to know the names. You're going to know some of the names. Every other year on final cut down day, you're like, who?
Mm-hmm.
This time, we're probably going to know some of the names, because there's only so many roster spots.
Right.
And I mean, there are going to be people that, and this is what is, get ready. I don't know if you know, we've got that segment.
Stupid Bucs Fans Say.
We have this, we have a segment about this where, and I'm telling you, right after cut day, people are going to rip Jason Light up, down, and in between, because names that got drafted over the over some number of years are going to get cut. It's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. There's only so many roster spots. We drafted a whole new set of, look, we had a Super Bowl roster last year, right? Now we just drafted a whole bunch of new players. You got to put them somewhere. Somebody's going.
Everybody they drafted was drafted for special teams, backup, depth, and to potentially eventually replace people who are going to be starters this year.
Right. So get ready, guys. You're going to recognize some of the names on cut day.
And you know who a lot of those names are going to be? And I get this because I'm guilty of this too. It's the players that really, it's those bottom 10, 15 roster spots, but they're the guys who've been around, the guys you've been cheering for. It's the Ryan Griffins. We all love Ryan Griffin. Oh, he's been around for so long. He holds Tom Brady up, and we're rooting for Ryan Griffin. People wanted Ryan Griffin over Blaine Gabbert for a long time, or back when it was Fitzpatrick and Jameis, and let's give Griffin a shot. Ryan Griffin literally could be gone this year. It's going to be this Tanner Hudson who was with us during the Super Bowl run. It's going to be, maybe even a Cody McElroy. It'll be these little names, Herb Miller.
It's going to be a running back or a receiver. Look, how many receivers are you keeping? I think it's going to be
Tyler Johnson from last year.
No,
I think
behind him.
Scotty Miller? No,
behind him.
Mickens. Jaden Mickens?
No, there's another one whose name I cannot think of. Came in the same year as Scotty Miller, I think. Anyway, you know what? Do you care if I bring the rest of the miscreants in here and do
it?
Let's have a powwow. All right, Matt, I'm bringing you in.
Hello.
All right, Teresa, miscreant herself, and Stephen Glasker. We got the miscreants. We got lots of mayhem going on here.
What's up, everybody?
What's up,
man? How you doing?
Good. Good.
Who's the tight end? I mean, who's the wide receiver I'm thinking of?
Mickens is the one that's in trouble. He was the special teams player, and
not Mickens.
Fifth
is it Grayson? Cyril Grayson?
No, there's another one. Doggone it.
Hold on, I'll
let me get into
Google
chat
later.
Chat will know. Everybody in chat, somebody's gonna know. There's a wide receiver that I am. Doggone it.
Pearson?
Who's that?
The Pearson, the wide receiver, the quarterback turned wide receiver?
No.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about, man.
Got it. All right. This is great radio.
According to ESPN,
Justin Watson.
Oh.
Justin Watson.
Is he even on the roster right now?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the roster from Tampa Bay, from Buccaneers.com, and I don't see Watson on the roster.
You don't?
I don't.
Oh, they might have, you know what? I bet you he had a hamstring pull or something.
Oh, he might be on like some injured.
Yeah, but
Oh, that's
what
yeah.
happened.
He's on the pup list. Yeah, he's on the
That's
pup
what
list.
happened. There you go. But
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Yeah, that hamstring injury.
Yeah.
You know,
Who's
that's
Josh Pearson?
He was a quarterback that got turned into a wide receiver when he came into the NFL, or maybe like his last year of college or something.
Well, according to ESPN, he's our number 4 on the second receiver.
Same thing with John Franklin III.
Oh, wait a minute.
And then we got
he's
a guy
who was a
TJ
quarterback.
That's who I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of John Franklin.
I want to see that guy get a shot on special teams or something.
Well, apparently the way he was doing stuff with the scout team was phenomenal last year.
That's one of those players that I've been sort of following and just want to see this guy get a crack at this. That's a guy I want to have on this show. Is John Franklin. I wrote an article about him a year ago for Bucs Report. It's somebody that I just have all the belief in the world for it. I just want to see this guy get a crack at it and at least get him on the field because, I mean, he's apparently not just an athlete. He's like a super athlete. I mean, it's just crazy athletic, and would love to see him.
He played in the game in Christmas week against Atlanta, but he got no stats.
Okay. Well, I hope the time comes when that guy gets a chance to get on the field for at least something. So, anyway,
there's an O by his name, and I don't know what that means.
A what?
An O, which I'm not sure what that signifies.
Yeah, I have no idea.
They got Cyril Grayson is cute. Yeah. I guess that's questionable for injury.
Out. O is out.
Out.
Oh, for the game this weekend? Are you looking at the injury report for this weekend?
No, I'm looking at ESPN's current stats on Buccaneer roster. So they got the starters, the seconds, the thirds, and the fourths. And John
he's
Franklin
probably listed as out.
Receiver.
He's probably listed as out. I know they're trying to keep him. They're trying to find a way to use him, and I just really hope they do figure out a way.
Is questionable, and there's a guy named Cyril Cyril Grayson.
Yeah, Cyril Grayson. That's the guy who Cyril Grayson, the guy who had the ball hit him in the head last year.
Doink.
Yep.
Oh, well. And somebody named TJ Simmons, which I guess I should know that name. I don't.
He's a camp guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a camp guy.
Camp meet. So, all right. Well, let's do a quick round on. Let's talk about the NFC South real quick. Since this is what's cooking in the South. In New Orleans, I know that their cornerback Patrick Robinson apparently said he's going to retire, and I guess the big rumor is that New Orleans is going to trade for C.J. Henderson out of Jacksonville. That's this rumor that's flying around now, but they're hurting, man. New Orleans, bad news getting worse. I mean, that team's falling apart.
Rats abandoning the ship.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the Michael Thomas scandal down there?
Speaking of rats abandoning ship.
Yeah. I saw a thing earlier that said he asked for a trade, although that's unverified from any verifiable news source, but I heard it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I want to know if it's verified. I
do know he did bluntly tweet that the team trying to damage his reputation. Michael Thomas, I mean, you got to look at it when I mean, that everything that guy is saying and doing makes you realize he wants out. I mean, he really
they're talking about him going and reuniting with Urban Meyer.
If everybody check out the Bucs Report podcast is going to drop in the next couple of days, and we really do get into in depth. We have a very special guest that you guys are going to want to check out, and it's somebody with a whole heck of a lot of knowledge. Somebody that Adam Schefter said he beats me to information. Okay. So we're talking.
Oh, I know who that is. I know exactly who that is.
Ari, I can't remember his last name. It's the reason I didn't say it. Maygrove, I believe it is. But so that it's something that, I mean, that's who we had on our podcast this week, and he really breaks down New Orleans and talks about what a dumpster fire that place is becoming.
They're due. They've been hanging us on for 10 years.
Well, they did the all-in thing like the Buccaneers are doing now with contracts and everything. They did it for a long period of time.
No,
And
stop, Rick. They are not doing what the Buccaneers are doing now. The Buccaneers have built-in space. The Buccaneers are not all in. They're not leveraging their entire future for this year.
The way that New Orleans is beginning.
Not the way Rich McKay leveraged the decade of the 20-aughts to go get the 2002 trophy.
I understand, but
they have not leveraged it that far.
I know they have not. I'm saying they started this year with the deferring the how they word it,
the void years and all that kind of stuff.
And all, they're starting that, and listen, man, let's be real. The Bucs are all in on right now, and that's what they should do. And the difference is it didn't work for the Saints. It already worked for the Bucs. So, I mean, I'm merely drawing a comparison that for years, the Saints did what the Bucs did this year. I mean, for basically the better part of a decade, and it caught up to them, and it's all coming apart right now.
Right.
And the Bucs can't do what they did this year after year after year after year.
And Winston is still number 2.
Well, that I think is all up in the air. I think we'll see when week 1 starts. We'll find out. Now the Panthers are quietly having a pretty good camp. The team seems to be feeling pretty good. I mean, apparently Sam Darnold looks pretty good in camp. They're practicing with the Colts. The Colts were talking about Sam Darnold and how good Sam Darnold looks. So, I'm not saying that. Look, the division is the Bucs to win or lose. Okay, right. That's simply a fact. I'm just saying, New Orleans is on its way down. The Panthers seem to be on an upward trajectory. The Falcons, I don't know what the heck they're doing. I don't know. It's like they're rebuilding, but they're not rebuilding. They're retooling, but not really. I don't know that they know what they're doing. I mean, it
helps. The fans have no clue what they're doing.
Well, I don't know what they're doing. I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm looking at it objectively. I'm trying to I mean, Julio's gone, but Julio has been gone for a couple of years. Even when he was on the roster.
Yeah.
The Falcons are in stagnation mode right now. Like they're in
a lot of roster shuffling.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like an NBA team, like for instance, the Orlando Magic, where the players keep changing and they stay in the middle and they never get better or worse. They're just there. That's what I see. Maybe they'll sneak into the playoffs 1 year here or there. But look, the next 2 or 3 years is the story of Matt Ryan is going to be written in the next 2 or 3 years. If they don't pull off some miracle, Matt Ryan is going to go down as a pretty good quarterback, and that's about it. Which is a shame because the guy had a ton of talent, and I just think it got wasted by very poor coaching and team management.
Kind of the Phillips Rivers story, except that Philip Rivers liked being in San Diego regardless.
Yeah, well, so has Matt Ryan. So I don't know. I mean, that seems to be the case. At least I've never heard him complain.
No, I've never heard him say anything about I have to get a trade or anything. That's kind of
I mean, Atlanta's a good city to be in. Okay, let's do this. You guys have time to stick around and have a little fun here, real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, Brent. I don't know if you're aware of this.
I don't know about Steven. We need to,
What's that?
I don't know about Steven. We need somebody to do sign language or something.
What do you mean?
Well, he's got his screen off and he's muted.
I know.
So
Steven comes and goes. He's kind of like the wind. Steven is kind of like the wind.
Hey.
Bro.
Good talk. That was a very good talk, Steven.
Can you guys hear me?
Now?
Yeah. Now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't. Can you hear me?
That was awesome. Okay, Steven, let's go on to.
Great. It was taking so long. I got hungry, and I'm on my way to Popeyes to get those damn nuggets.
All right, let's get into the meme grinder, guys. Let's get into the meme grinder. Okay, for those who don't know what the meme grinder is, Brent, welcome.
Thank you.
The meme grinder is where we basically, excuse me, my allergies have been killing me, guys. Where we talk about memes that have shown up over the last week that I find funny or poignant or hilarious or just whatever. They're whatever memes strike my fancy and I want to share. And by the way, Steven, this is what you should be going to get.
Wow. That's a big ass heart attack waiting to happen.
That is a beautiful sandwich. Okay, so let's get on to the meme grinder.
How about that? How about that?
Okay, I need to know if this is true. Like, I saw this earlier this week. This picture of George Blanda, is this really him at 43?
Yeah.
No, I think later.
Yeah. When he was still
that dude
playing.
smoked a lot of cigarettes, if that's the case, man.
No, or Tom Brady's just like stupid wealthy and with the ability to, and with supermodel handlers around him.
Back in the 70s, he looked like he's 50 years old. So he was normal back then. Brady's the new normal. Everybody's got to do the proper diet and all that.
Well, you guys remember Fish?
No.
Yeah.
Brady's Benjamin Button.
Well, do you remember Abe Vigoda?
Yeah.
Abe Vigoda was 50 when he played Fish on Barney Miller.
Yeah, but he was bald. That's why he looked so old.
I don't know. Steven doesn't look that old.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
You looked a hella older than that.
Yeah, just saying.
I was younger than all the rest of you.
Yeah.
I know,
okay, here we
youngest,
go.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Brian.
I was gonna say the youngest of the Golden Girls was the little old lady that played the mother.
Right.
Yeah,
she was younger than any of the other ones.
Yeah.
She played the old mom.
The oldest lady, Estelle Getty or whatever her name was. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
That is
bear
correct.
attack. If attacked, play dead. It'll be good practice for when you die a
correct.
couple minutes later.
She was the youngest.
Isn't that the truth?
Did you see
The
that
rarely
movie?
witnessed growth of the truck driver.
Oh my God. I don't think that's appropriate. I just sold the cat on eBay.
There you go. I went to the grocery store and they now have a parking spot for fat guys that like to grill. So that's so considerate.
That's why I park there every chance I get.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't get your hopes too high, Patriots fans. Meantime, Patriots fans.
Jeez.
About as high as you can get. Baker Mayfield is a better playoff quarterback than Derek Carr. Changed my mind.
How many playoffs has Derek Carr been in?
0.
Oh, there
He
you
is.
How about that?
Case closed.
That's
No
right.
need to change your mind.
0.
That's right. That's the thing. That's what makes it so funny.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye, family. See you in February. It's funny that somebody sent me this to share, and I already had it queued up for tomorrow to be one of my statuses. Goodbye, family, till February. All right, what do we got? You're known for the Patriots. Multiple Super Bowls. Loyal fans. Cheating. That's what you're known for. Slant Man. All right. Never forget when Chad Ochocinco tried to bribe the ref
with $1.
With $1 on the field during a game. That's awesome.
Where did he keep that? Was it in
Who
his
knows? He could have tucked it in his waistband, his sock. It could have been anywhere. Somebody kept a cell phone in there. So when
Did
they
you see the
stuff,
tweet
pulled
he
their
sent
cell
out to
phone
the
out.
Saints? Did you see the tweet he sent out to the Saints this last week?
No.
He said, he was like, "Hey, I've stayed ready. I'm like good to go. I don't even need a contract. Just give me a place to stay in a company car. I'll come hang out until Michael Thomas is ready to come back." I was like, yeah, I hope they do that.
Oh, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Get him and Jameis together, yeah.
Okay. Y'all want to see a dead body?
Oh,
No.
Oh,
Dude, Brady looks so. They both look so creepy in this.
I know
photo.
they look really creepy in that picture.
they're
Yeah.
both drunker than that
Takes
guy
a
in
lot.
Neighbor.
Yeah, I don't think Tony Dungy's drunk.
No.
All right, here we go. Fish and chips. It's
Yeah.
goldfish. Gordon Ramsay's not so happy with this.
That was funny.
Here we go. You ready?
Here you go.
Congratulations to Herman Munster for making it into the Hall of Fame.
That's
Some people just ain't right, man. That's
I love
low-hanging
this.
fruit.
Peyton Manning celebrates an emotional life achievement. And meantime, every sports meme page busy doing the same thing. Okay. Tom Brady, 7 rings. Peyton Manning, 5 MVPs. Aaron Rodgers, 3 MVPs. Drew Brees wasn't even really a top 3 quarterback of his
that's
era.
what I'm saying. I never understood the hype behind Drew Brees. Just be
Yeah,
honest.
I'm with you
I never
100%. I'm with you, Brent. I didn't get it. I didn't get it at the time. He never was somebody that it was like, oh yeah, man, that guy is the reason that they're so great. And when he went out,
And yet
he
he's
just
going to go
was
to the
good.
Hall of Fame.
What?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame. I said, and yet he's gonna
Absolutely.
be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. But having
He
said
holds all
that,
sorts of records, but
yeah, but having said that, he's got 1 ring. He doesn't have the MVPs. He doesn't have all that stuff. He's got a lot of passing yards.
Mm-hmm.
So did Jameis.
And if there's one thing that we know about high rates of passing yards, they
Yeah,
usually
that's what
come
I
when you're
was
playing from behind.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
They usually
Okay,
come
90% risk with no masks. 30% risk where the receiver is wearing a mask. 5% risk when the person with the virus is carrying the mask. 1.5% risk when they're both wearing the mask. 0 risk that the Cowboys are going all the way this year.
I agree. The Cowboys,
Just walk away.
everybody's hyping up this Bucks Cowboys game, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's a professional team on the other side, but like, I'm not looking for the Cowboys to do anything big this year.
We're going to
Look,
get
it's
our
week
30
1.
and they
That's the
can't
only
make
reason
20
this is
of it.
interesting. If it wasn't week
Well,
1,
I think
it wouldn't be
PFF would
interesting.
I think PFF would disagree with you though, Brent, because Pro Football Focus has, as far as top NFL offenses, they have the Buccaneers at 1, the Cowboys at 2, I believe the Chiefs at 3, the Bills are 4, and the Titans 5.
What? Why in the world?
Would
would they put the Cowboys
No.
over the Chiefs? What is the possible reasoning?
I'm going to quote my good friend Ren Dax on this one. PFF is one of those places that is awesome when you agree with them and is absolutely horrible when you don't. They're spot on when they say something good, and they're absolutely horrible when they say something retarded, I'm sorry, whatever we're supposed to say now, just dumb. And that's an exact case of that.
How can you put the Cowboys above the Chiefs?
Right.
Give me something to give me some.
No.
To grab on.
I think this would be a legit question. Who actually has the better offense all the way around? Is it the Chiefs or the offense? A fully healthy Chiefs, or the Buccaneers, or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? That's a legit conversation.
That's a legit question.
But to say to put the Cowboys over the Chiefs,
it's really not. Are you saying the Chiefs or the Buccaneers or the Chiefs or the Cowboys?
No, I'm saying you can have a legit conversation if it's Chiefs or Buccaneers who has a better offense. Like, that's debatable. It could go either way. I could see you making an argument either way. I would still pick the Bucks.
You got 2 dudes aside from the quarterback.
They got speed.
The Cowboys,
Steven.
and I'm not saying that I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm not a Cowboys fan. But lots of teams, guess what? That did them a lot of good in the Super Bowl last season. So here's the deal. The Cowboys, Dak is a very good quarterback, okay? They also got CeeDee Lamb. They got, number 19. What's that kid's name? From the Raiders. I can't remember. Whatever. But
Amari
he's
Cooper.
Amari Cooper. He's very good. They also have Zeke, and Zeke is actually in the best shape he's been in this season.
Now, hold on. So is OJ Howard, but you were just completely discounting that.
But no. The difference is Zeke has actually done something, Rick. Zeke was one of the best running backs in the league. When
He's gotten
good,
worse
he's
every year.
His
stats are
good,
down
really,
every
really
year.
good.
His stats are down every year.
The year
Well,
before,
last
he had
year-
that year last year. The year before that, the year before that, he was out, 6 games? So let's not play with the
Right.
numbers. He's very, very good. Okay. So
But they
Dallas,
don't have
from
the
a
same.
personnel perspective, has better personnel than the Chiefs do. So I can understand PFF. I'm not saying I agree with it. I can understand.
Okay,
their
that's
reasoning
you.
for that,
You gave
for
me
that
something
Dallas second place
to at least where they can grab on to. Okay, I'll go with that. I'll go with that. I don't buy the Zeke thing. I don't. I think you're literally doing gymnastics to get away from your argument with OJ Howard with Zeke because he had a good, he was good a couple of years ago.
Between Zeke and OJ Howard, who's played more games?
Okay. I'm talking who can play good now.
Hey, will we count the season Zeke was out for 6 games? Who played more games?
Again,
Enough said.
No, it's not enough said. It's not, because his performance has gone down every year. You're just leaving that part out. But I mean, it's yeah, I get it.
But you're counting last season where he really didn't play well and his buddy, the quarterback, was gone. And you're counting the
yes,
season
I'm
when he was
counting
out
last
for
year
6
when he
games.
didn't play well and his buddy was gone. Yes, I am.
Right. And
silly
you're
me.
counting the season before that when he was out for 6 games. So why don't we count all the games that OJ Howard didn't play?
No, but my point is not that they are the same. My point is you literally are saying I shouldn't count the season that he didn't do so well and his buddy didn't play, and then I shouldn't count the season when he missed 6 games. You literally are saying I shouldn't count those.
No, Rick, I'm gonna have you change your argument on me. Here's the deal. Zeke has Brent made a great point earlier about this. Zeke doesn't have potential. Zeke has talent that he has displayed on the field. OJ
But
Howard
he's
has
gotten worse
potential
every year.
that he's yet to display.
I agree
Therein
with that.
lies the
I'm not
difference.
trying to say OJ's better than Zeke. I'm literally saying you're changing the argument between the two. I'm not saying OJ's better than Zeke. So you can argue that all day long, but that's not what I'm saying. All right? I'm saying if you look at a guy and say, well, this guy gets injured and is not performing.
Okay. Who Zeke reminds me of? You know who Zeke reminds me of? Is what Martin. What was his name?
Doug Martin.
Doug Martin. No. Thank you. What Doug Martin would have been if he was really good. Like he goes up and down. Like when Doug Martin was on, he was on. When Zeke is on, he is on. Right. And when he's not, when either one of them was not, they're really not. Like they're just
you're right.
Like that's kind of what I'm saying. Is it's like I don't know. I don't look at Zeke and I'm not like, oh man. I mean, I'm more worried about Saquon freaking Barkley, thinking that guy's got more potential.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I like Saquon Barkley, but your argument from this perspective is the fallacy in your argument is this. When Zeke came into the league, he was the number 1 running back in the league. So if the first year he's number 1 running back in the league, here's the number.
I didn't do that, folks. He just did that himself.
So I don't understand the argument.
I know you don't, because you think I'm trying to say that Zeke is, or that OJ is as good as Zeke, and that is not my argument.
No, you're trying to say my argument about Zeke is the same, is analogous to my argument about OJ. You're saying I'm giving. No,
I'm saying you're changing the argument between the two.
I'm giving Zeke a pass. I'm not giving Zeke a pass. Zeke is a very, very good running back. OJ is a very, very good tight end. OJ has the potential to be a very, very good tight end. Therein lies the difference. One has proven.
But Steven, really, what I'm telling you is
the other one has.
What I'm saying is years ago, Zeke was a very good running back. We're talking now, okay? Now, we're not talking whether he was good 2-3 years ago. I'm not going to say, okay, he wasn't as good because because he had a bad year and his buddy was out. I'm not. No, you're either. I'm talking this year. I'm saying OJ's got potential. Zeke has potential.
Right.
I don't
Both
care
of them
about
have,
2 years ago.
both of them have potential to be really good this year. One of them
Yes, that's all I'm
proven,
talking about.
one of them has proven that they actually can be.
One of them proved that a couple of years ago, yes, but they've gotten worse every year. Yes.
Okay.
You
You're
can't
right.
just
You know what,
pretend
Rick?
that's not a fact.
You know what, Rick? You're right.
Well,
let's just go with what.
which part of that am I incorrect on,
I'm
Stephen?
I'm on the Brent side of the argument because here's the deal: potential is a fancy French word that means he ain't done a damn thing yet. That's what potential is.
But you keep going
I'm
back to
looking at-
OJ
I'm-
Howard.
But you can't say, wait,
you
you
keep
can't
trying
turn
to
around.
use that.
Rick, you brought up OJ Howard.
Stephen, I brought up your argument about him. Well, I'm not going to go round and round with you about this, okay? You keep going back to the same thing, all right? I'm not going to keep doing it, all right? I am telling
I didn't
you.
bring up OJ Howard. My basic point was that the Cowboys have a good offense. That was my point. They have a good offense.
I'm not going to keep going round and round about this, brother. Okay?
We don't have to.
Awesome. Now the beyond that was fun. Beyond that, there are other players that are worth discussing, like Mike Edwards. Mike Edwards apparently is having a freaking amazing camp.
Good.
Amazing. Like they're saying he's a ball hawk and the guy could crack the starting lineup. Any thoughts? Anybody?
I'm going to go back to what I said earlier of you really have to give a player the full run of their rookie year contract or of their rookie contract.
Agreed.
Before you judge them. Mike Edwards had a okay first year. If memory serves, his second year was a little down. And then his third year, he's kind of come up. Is this his fourth year? Are we already there in his fourth year? Or is this his third?
It's amazing. Let me check.
I forget where he is. But he's another one of those that I love hearing it because, to what Steven was just saying, potential means you ain't done a dang thing. Mike Edwards is another guy that we've seen has a lot of potential. Everything we heard about him coming out of college, I'm a Kentucky fan. I watch Mike Edwards in Kentucky, and I don't watch a whole lot of college football, just to be honest with y'all. I don't
either.
It's like watching football in molasses to me. People love it. Awesome for you guys.
I feel the same way.
It just feels like a lesser product to me. Anyway, but I did watch Mike Edwards in college, and I've personally been a little like, I thought he was better than this. But we've seen him do okay in the few times he stepped in. I would love to see Mike Edwards step in. Look, I love Jordan Whitehead. Jordan Whitehead's a great guy. He's another one of those guys. I don't think we're going to see him get cut, but he could be like, he's another one of those, like, Bucs fans love the name. Like, we love this guy because he's been around and we kind of get attached to him. Jordan Whitehead's one of those guys. Jordan Whitehead is a guy that has been good, deserves all the respect that he's earned, but he is replaceable with somebody who is better. And I think Mike Edwards could be better than him at that.
When you think of Jordan Whitehead, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
How hard he hits the other player.
That's exactly right. And how he's knocking the ball out, the shoulder.
He is. I mean, he's a beast. And that's what, like, I am in no way, shape, or form trying to say anything negative about Jordan Whitehead. I think we've seen Jordan Whitehead's ceiling, though. Yeah. I think Mike Edwards has a higher ceiling.
That's what I think is the deal about his. He has. The exciting thing is this. Look at the freaking depth. Mm-hmm. That's what I think has me so excited. Right. Is Russ Cockrell apparently is the star of camp.
Uh-huh.
I mean, really? Yeah, like we saw that coming. I remember I'll be honest with you guys, last year he was in on some sort of a big play and I was like, what? Who? Wait. I didn't even remember him being on the team. And then he was making big splash plays. So, I mean, this team's got depth. That part's exciting. Arian's talking so much about Gabbert and saying how steady he is and how much he trusts him. People were asking about Trask. Is Trask going to be number 2? And basically, Bruce Arians said, no. Basically, he did the version of Simmer Down Sparky. Yeah. He basically said, no, Blaine Gabbert is the guy.
Come out of Michigan, we wouldn't be asking all these silly questions at camp.
Correct.
It's the fact that he's a Gator, and everybody around there wants him to take number one position. He's not that. He's in a perfect place right now, and people need to let him just be there.
Yep.
I mean, this is the way that they used to do it back when Staubach had a replacement, Danny White, coming in. He got to punt the football a couple of times every game to stay involved, but he wasn't going to be no quarterback. Not till Staubach said goodbye. And the same thing with other teams that have done the same thing for years back then. That's the way they did it. Now this instant thing, like Trevor Lawrence is in, puts you in a situation like Teresa was talking about Winston and Mariota. Number one, number two, and both of them can't hardly get a job now. So rated number one, Matt Leinart is gone. Nobody's talked to him for years. And he was just as good as Vince Young. Where is he? He's gone. All these big names that got Heisman candidates and Heisman Trophy winners and national championships and all of that nonsense, they come in, they play for a team that sucks, and their life goes to hell because they get the shit kicked out of them. And then when they finally do get an offensive line, they're broken, beaten, and done.
Yeah.
So
I think it's cool that they have Trask and everybody. The problem, like you said, Matt, with him being a Gator is fans are going to want to see him quickly. I mean,
but they need to grow up.
Yeah, and the guy is in the perfect opportunity. So Joe Tryon apparently he's been a beast to block.
Tryon, I think, is the heir apparent to JPP.
Yeah.
Like he's going to come in. And again, to what Matt was just saying about Trask being in a great spot, Tryon's in a great spot. He doesn't have to be the guy to come out and shot. Now, if he does, he'll get some opportunities. You know what I mean? And if he does, awesome. And whenever things happen with JPP, because it's eventually, I mean, this man's come back from blowing up half his hand, come back from breaking his dang neck. I don't know what the hell's going on with this dude. And if he wants to keep playing, let the man keep playing. And he don't come off the field. No. There's like, hey, pull him for a thing. And he goes, no, I'm not leaving the field. Like, so, and what he's meant to this locker room, from all reports and the stories of what we've heard, I'm not looking forward to getting rid of JPP, but from what we've heard about what we're seeing and Tryon, it's coming for everybody. It's even coming for Brady. May not be for another 10 years, but it's coming for Brady.
Brady's only got a couple of 3 years left before he starts to deteriorate.
Well,
my God,
I'm not putting any number of years on Brady at all for anything. He's just proven all of that.
I think with Brady right now, he's looking at the 7 rings on his fingers, and he's going, this pinky's awfully lonely.
Yep.
And I think he fills those out.
Yep.
And then he might start going, well, what about my thumbs? Thank you, Mr. Grant.
Yeah.
He might start thinking about those thumbs. Well, but I think he really wants that one.
He said, I've got one for my wedding ring. I've got 7 other ones. I've got 2 fingers left.
There you go.
So
there you go.
Yeah. I don't know
if he gets the second one this year, he's going to stick around to try to get the triple. But I bet if this year he doesn't get the second one, get close but no banana, I think his 3rd year is going to be up in the air.
Or if he can't finish.
It all depends on how the year plays out. Right. It all depends because it's really hard to win a Super Bowl, and he knows that. I don't think he's putting it all on I have to win to come back. I think he loves the competition. I don't know that winning the Super Bowl in the last year plays into his thinking that much. It might, Matt. It might. But I feel like he's won enough of them to where he's just going to go when he wants to go. When he don't want to play,
he likes to get T. Brady put by everything though. So nobody's done a triple, not a 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And if he gets the opportunity to be there, if he's right at the cusp of it, and he's still producing, and his knee doesn't fall apart this year or anything else.
Yeah.
If he plays as good as he did last year, and we can get there and get it done, so he's ready for a 3rd. I think you go for it.
Yeah, I think.
But also, nobody's won more than 1 Super Bowl with 2 different teams.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And that would be the next thing for him too.
Well,
Whether
even if he doesn't get it this year, that guy's fire.
Yeah.
The fire that he has. I mean,
he said though, like he said when he was doing the barbershop show, he's like, look, I'm in the last couple of years of his career. Giselle's first words to him after the Super Bowl this year were, what else do you have left to prove? Like, this is an ongoing conversation in their house.
Mhm.
But I, Rick, I think your point's right. He's going to retire whenever he damn well pleases, or whenever the wife forces him to.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't want to see him come home with that CTE stuff and, ruin his head. So right now he hasn't got that problem. But if you keep going, you stand the chance. Ask Troy Aikman. It'll happen one day.
Mhm.
Right.
You don't want to be taken out on a gurney.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, peeking ahead to Dallas, I mean, they're on Hard Knocks right now. Right now, as we speak, Hard Knocks is on. And
I need to go watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, Hard Knocks is on. So I think I'm gonna go back and check that out. And I'm gonna be following Hard Knocks this year just because of game one, just because of week one, what's coming. So I'm gonna be following that. By the way, I mean, New Orleans, one of the things I didn't mention, did y'all hear about oh crap, what's his name? I just lost his name. Will Lutz, their kicker.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about that?
A groin injury, yeah. He's gonna have surgery or something like that.
It's a core muscle injury or some sort of thing. He had surgery and he's out for a while.
They're bringing in people.
Yeah. I feel the same way you do, Brent. It's
Feels
like
so bad for him.
Yeah.
We got some names to give them, right?
Yeah, hated
Robert
for you.
Aguayo and who else?
Yeah, Roberto,
hey, does that mean that Jameis gets to change his number to 3 now?
Yeah,
if Lutz is out.
we have references for
Jameis
you.
is so
We could. I think Aguayo is available. Matt Gay's probably out there somewhere.
Yeah,
we got some fellows
He's
out
with the
there.
Rams. He's locked in with the Rams right now. So.
Oh, okay.
Matt Gay?
Yeah.
Well, they'll be cut day.
He kicked against the Bucs last year, and that was awkward.
He won the game for him last year against the awkward. I liked Matt Gay. I really wanted him to work out. I really did. Not so much that I would trade him for Ryan Suckup, but I really wanted him to work out. And I know, Ryan Suckup apparently has had some issues in camp this year.
Yeah, he's not showing up.
I'm not worried about him. I'm just not worried about him right now. Until they start sounding the alarm with him as a team, and that alarm will be they bring in other kickers. If you that's the note. If they start bringing in other kickers, that's when we got something to worry about with Suckup. But until then,
well, they've got somebody in camp right now, don't they?
Yeah, well, they always got somebody in
carry,
camp, but when they start bringing
probably
in other
will carry
people,
2 kickers. One will be on the practice squad.
Okay.
Yeah, and Suckup, for what it's worth, after starting camp pretty rough, apparently has come around and is doing much better now. So
okay, good.
Yeah, that's a relief.
It's hard to get adjusted to that fat wallet when you get that check.
Yeah,
it throws your kick out of side left.
Tell him to take the ring out of his pocket.
Yeah.
Right. Totally.
Well, I mean, like all the injured players for Dallas last year, Dallas had a lot of injured players. Mm-hmm. So I'm interested in watching Hard Knocks because a lot of those guys are back. Zeke, who we talked about it, he's regressed every year, but he's back and he's got his buddy back with Dak, who looks healthy. So it's going to be interesting to see what their camp is like and how they're feeling. I mean, look, Jerry Jones' mouth is fully healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like
he's mid-season.
Yeah, he is in mid-season. Jerry Jones is in mid-season form. I mean, that guy's mouth. He's a high motor guy with a lot of intensity. And it's always going. He's always saying something. So, we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, guys, I want to thank y'all for being here tonight, all of you. Brent, tell everybody where to find you.
If you guys want to find me, you can find me on all the social medias at Brent Allen Live. I'd love to connect with you guys there as well too. If you want to check out what I've got going on in the public right now, Beam Me Up, a Star Trek podcast. Like I said, it's a side project, and be on the lookout. There may be some other stuff coming soon. Maybe not. I don't know. It depends.
Awesome.
What I want to do this season. I may take the season off. I'm not really sure.
Ooh.
Enjoy it. We'll find out. We'll find out. I don't know, but man, it's been an absolute blast getting to talk. I have been itching to talk Buccaneers football, and this is why I started the podcast 6 years ago. Is because I had nobody to talk to, and I'm like,
you are welcome
crap.
back next Tuesday. You are welcome back anytime you want.
Well, thanks. I may take you up on that. I really
awesome. Thank you, Brent.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Bye, Brent.
All right. So, who wants to who wants to be the spokesperson here for Saturday night?
Well, I'll start.
Matt, go for it.
We're going into episode 2 on Saturday night at what is it? 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock local time to me, where the miscreants break out with the mayhem. Myself, Teresa, and Stephen Gardner have got it all figured. Glasgow. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of somebody else. But the point is, we're going to be on. If you want to come and check it out, join the festivities. Get in the chat. If you want to come on live, we're going to let you do that too.
Yeah.
Take a step. You never know what'll happen. We all started in the comments. Every
That's
one of
right.
us.
We're reading the content. We're reading the comments. We're trying to keep track of them. You guys, sometimes you write really fast. But and sometimes you're asking the same question 4 or 5 times. So don't be, don't feel neglected if I don't get to yours. That's just, there's like 4 of them, so I'm selecting one. Whoever came in first.
It happens sometimes.
But you never know what we're going to be up to. If you have females that you know that love football and want to talk football, send them our way. I love to have more females in here. Willow and Pam are in here tonight.
Yeah, I know. That is awesome. I appreciate you guys being in there. And I didn't get too many comments tonight because there was so much stuff.
Yeah, you had so much going on. And Steven's become, I don't know, just a little idol of himself.
Yeah. He's
with the Nuggets.
Yeah, he's had a lot going on. But Willow, you guys, Pamela, all of you guys, thank you for being there. Christopher, as always, coming through. Tapazio, I don't know how to say your name, man. And W. Thomas, all of you guys, I appreciate you guys who were in here tonight. Christopher Cole, all of you guys in the chat, I appreciate all of you. Rich 0665, you guys bring it every week. Fred, Swayze Moore, all of you guys bring it every week, and I really appreciate it. Please hit the like button, the pound that share button, all of that. Tell people about the show. We will be back next week. It's exciting, guys, that this is it. This week, we're going to see the Buccaneers on the football field. Now, I know it's preseason and, everything, but we are going to see the starters briefly. We're going to see Buccaneer football this week in some form or another. How exciting is that? You guys, I'm going to let y'all scoot. And I will see you Saturday.
See you Saturday.
Good night.
All right. Thank you, guys. All of you. Thank you, guys. Awesome for being on here. Much appreciated. Great show. Absolutely great show. I appreciate all of you. And let's come back next Tuesday. But there's so much other stuff coming up. There's so many other shows coming up. It's crazy how much good stuff there is right now. And I just don't even know. Man, I don't even know. Somebody asked me, by the way, earlier in the chat, what my score prediction is for this week. I believe they were asking about the preseason game. I have no clue. It's preseason. I have no way of knowing. I'm not very good at that. I'm not good at picking preseason games. But if you were asking about the Dallas game, I got a lot of time to pick that. I don't know. I haven't picked the score on that one. We'll get there. But thank you guys for being here. All of you are very appreciated, and I look forward to seeing you next week on What's Cooking in the South. Go Bucks.